All right, on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our small contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. And today we're going to dive back into our setup module. So let's pick up what we left off from yesterday. And today we're going to start with the reverse method. And we can also use the reverse method in Python to reverse a list. We can use the reverse method in Python like this. So let's say we have my list equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will say my list dot reverse, and this will reverse our list to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we can also reverse an array in Viper like this. You can say my list, which is going to be a uint 256, a fixed size array of 5. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will say my list dot reverse, and I will reverse our array to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So even though they are two different features, we have a list, we have an array, we can still use the my list dot reverse method, and it'll work the same with both of them. And there are many other methods that we can use to manipulate lists in arrays in Viper, but these are the most common ones that we will be using in our Viper small contracts. I think that was the end of that. We're going to start some new examples down here. So let's move down some. So in this section, we'll be going over inputs and strings in Python in Viper. Now, inputs are used to get data from the user in Python in Viper. And they're used to get data from the user in our Viper small contracts as well. Now we can get input from the user in Python like this. So let's say we have a variable called user input. We would set that equal to an input. The input would say enter your name here. So we're prompting the user to enter their name when we actually run our code, and we can actually get that information stored inside our user input. To access it, we can actually print it out. So to use the input in our code, we can just print it out like this. We'll say print. We use an F string, say hello, and you can see here we have user input. So instead of putting the actual name, we're just going to use the variable user input because that's where the name is stored once the person enters it. Let's move down here. So note, Viper does not have a built-in input function like Python, so we won't be going over any Viper versions of this. We'll just be using the Python version. And notice that we use an F string to format the string with the user's name. This is a new feature in Python 3.6 and later, and it allows us to easily format strings with variables. So this means that we can use variables inside the string instead of using the curly braces, or we can use variables inside of the curly braces instead of the actual name. So you can see here we have the user input instead of the actual name. So we're going to say hello user input. That's going to actually bring up whatever data stored inside the user input here, this variable. Now, so for example, if we use if the user enters the name Tiffany, don't mind the name. This is one of my ex-wife's names, and this is a pretty old module that we did, so that's why it's still like that. I didn't update it. So moving forward, the function will return hello Tiffany. So let's actually go over here to this example file that I have set up with the actual code inside it. And this is everything that's set up. We have the user input, and we have the print here. So we're actually going to run it and see what happens. Let's it's supposed to be, let's change it to pi, not vi, because of the pi file. We're going to run it. You see we get prompted, enter your name. Let's just say Papi. Hello, Papi. So as you can see, nothing else shows up except for the prompt, enter your name, and then only the message shows up when we actually print it out. So none of the print stuff shows up and the F doesn't show up. You can see it just says enter your name. We enter our name, hit enter, and then we see our message, hello, Papi. That's basically how input functions work, or input methods work. Like I said, the Viper doesn't function like this, so we don't have a Viper version to go over. So we just have the Python version to go over, and that's pretty much how it works. So with that being said, we're pretty much going to move forward now and go over something else tomorrow. Let me see. Like I said, this is a pretty long module, so we're going to be going over a lot of stuff. So yeah, we'll pick it back up tomorrow. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, this is the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.